so good, Lana. Welcome to Spark TV. I'm so excited to have you here.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, it's so good. So, for anyone listening in, we have probably crossed paths like a billion times, probably because we're both Brisbaners
Yeah.
over the years in so many different roles. So, I'm so excited that like life has come full circle and now we're having business chats on the podcast.
I love it. This is like, yeah, that's the best thing to think about Brisbane is that, you meet people and you always cross paths again.
It's so true. And like literally I'm on the other side of the country right now, but like
hmm
life reconnects. So it's just so good.
Always,
I love it. I love it.
always.
Let's start out by telling everyone who you are and what you do.
I am Lana and I'm one half of Love Me Again Market. My business partner Izzy sadly couldn't be on our chat today, but I am here to talk about everything pre-loved clothing on our behalf. But yeah, as I said, co-founder of Love Me Again Market as it's known today. We are a Brisbane pre-loved clothing market. And yeah, we have 3 locations across Brisbane and we're actually about to launch our fourth.
Wow. Oh
Yeah.
my God, it's so cool. Like this whole pre-loved clothing revolution. I mean, you think about back in the day, op shops, vintage
Mm,
was cool if you could get cool vintage. But I think over the last few years, the sustainability movement and the demand for people wanting to shop pre-loved has
yeah.
just gone crazy. What's
Yeah.
that experience been like for you guys?
It's been amazing. I mean, we have been around since 2020, and we began, I guess, our journey in, community halls, really catering to specific community areas. We were a once a month pop up, super fun, but that was kind of it. It was quite hard, I guess, to convince people to come along and shop, and it was really about shopping your friends' wardrobes at our market. And since 2023, that was when we signed our first lease on a big warehouse in Milton. And yeah, I guess since then we've again grown to now 3 locations about to launch our fourth. But definitely over that time, we've just seen, this beautiful adoption of shopping pre-loved, making more conscious consumer decisions. Um, it's been quite organic, but as you said, unfortunately, shopping pre-loved or thrifting or going to op shops is such a taboo topic. And that's
Mm.
like really evolved, I think, in the last 5 years. Certainly, when we began, it was a hard sell. It was and it was quite new. Whereas we're seeing so many more consignment offerings, market offerings, even
Rentals.
more op
Yeah.
shops, rentals in particular. So it's been just a beautiful journey to kind of be a part of, and to kind of lead, especially Brisbane, which is where we are based and where we're really focusing our energy, trying to take this city um, to new places with access to shopping and selling pre-loved.
Yeah, it is so amazing. And I think you're right. Like it was a taboo subject. And
Mm,
and I almost think it was reserved for like super cool people who could find the like one-off amazing finds.
vintage, yes.
Yeah. And
Mm,
like it was almost like you had to be so lucky to find something amazing. But it's funny, like I follow do you know Marlo Grover on Instagram? And she, I
yeah,
don't know if she sells, but she always buys from your
yes,
markets. And I'm like, I look at her and I'm like, you look absolutely impeccable and incredible.
always.
And you would
Mm.
never know that stuff is pre-loved anymore.
No, no. And why would you? I mean, we wear things so little these
Yeah.
days. Unfortunately, there was, or there still is a big trend of one wear and then you're moving on, especially with this digital world we're living in. People are posting outfits and then unfortunately getting very over them.
Yeah.
But there's just so many pieces in the world. Like everything you've ever owned it still exists. And I think that's
Mm.
just such a awful thing to try and get your head around, is that every single piece of clothing you've ever owned is actually still exists in this world. So where is it? And I think that that's a big goal for us, I think, this year to is to, really make consumers think about if you are letting it go, if you're willing to sell it, you know, it's about making sure that that piece is then going to, a new home. It's not, you're not just dropping it to an op shop and hoping that they can do something for it. Izzy and I were talking the other day. I went to maybe three op shops last week, and all three of them had signs up saying, no more donations, please. We are inundated. And
Wow.
unfortunately, what we're seeing is all of these really super low quality pieces that are coming from Sheen and Supernova, all the rest of it. And they're just, being worn once. They're such low quality that you wash them and they shrink or they fall apart, and then they're being donated. So op shops are then being inundated with really low quality things that they can't even sell, even for a fraction of the price. So just really thinking about, yeah, you making that purchase decision and then finding it a new home, doing your due diligence and making sure that it is passed on in the right possible way. So yeah.
Wow. No, I love it. I just think it's so incredible. So, how did you get here? What is your backstory? Because I know there's obviously a career, there's a family, there's another
Mm.
business in the mix. So, tell us your story.
Yeah, I mean, I my background is marketing, and I've worked in media, I guess, my whole career. I started out in TV, and now I'm in print digital media. And Izzy is somewhat the same. She has, yeah, a career in kind of content marketing and has worked agency side. So this is definitely like labor of love from both ends. Sorry, also events, big part of my career. So events is definitely my passion, which is how we look at our business, I guess, is they are events. They're not, a open 7-day business. They are a once a week event, and we really try to think about all of the touch points of making, an event successful and enjoyable, and yeah, welcoming for all people. But yeah, as I said, Izzy and I, we crossed paths many moons ago at in our respective roles. And then she had actually started this business in the community halls back in 2020. And it was post-COVID, and she was looking for a business partner. And yeah, we had, I guess, one coffee, and she had great dreams for where she wanted to take Love Me Again Market beyond community halls and once a month. And so, yeah, we came together and we launched what is now today Love Me Again Market. We rebranded, which was like a really exciting journey in itself. And then we signed our first lease together. So, yeah, that is, I guess, the event that you see today. But it was just such an organic, I guess, evolution. It was literally one coffee, and then I was saying to my partner, "Oh, well, I'm starting a business with Izzy. Going to the bank, creating bank accounts, doing all of those things and learning how to even get a business name and a PTY Ltd and all those things, accountants, all that jazz." And we're still learning, as you can imagine. And yeah, I mean, along the journey, we've both had kids. She's got two, I've got one. So just going through that journey together and becoming mums, alongside each other was just, yeah, such a, I guess, beautiful part of this journey. And even part of that, I guess, was also us launching last year our Mini and Me market, which is where you can come along and sell your wardrobe and your kids' wardrobes. So that was
Wow.
also just this, um, insight into how many clothes our kids are growing out of so quickly, and you know, yeah, uh, how much stock there was that we could on sell. I think a big part of as well what we are so passionate about is that it is an everyday person booking a store with us. So it is an everyday
Mhm.
woman in Brisbane. So it's you coming along and shopping from another woman in your community. It is not you spending your hard-earned dollars shopping retail, giving the big dogs your, hard-earned money, passing that on instead to someone else in your community who may actually really need it. They may
Mhm.
be clearing out their wardrobes for a million different reasons. So I think that is like at the core what we are so passionate about.
Yeah, and it's so evident that you have built this gorgeous community online as well. I love that you
Mm,
just said that it's not just, yeah, and I mean, we could talk about the cost of living for days, and it
mm,
is that, right? We all go to work every day, we work hard for our money, things cost more and more, and you don't ever know what anybody's going through. We all put on
mm.
a happy face for Instagram and
Always.
yeah, and then, I think that you're giving people this incredible opportunity to earn a little bit of extra income.
Yeah,
But also, exactly what you said, not only is this a sustainability issue, but this is investing our dollars back into our communities.
yeah, exactly. No, and it's also just so beautiful. Like you'll have customers come along and then they're able to talk to the person who has worn it before them, have a conversation. The amount of stories you hear of like, where you wore that dress. We had one beautiful girl who wore this stunning little mini dress for her 21st birthday, and she just had so many beautiful memories with it.
Mm.
And she was able to pass it on to someone who, she could see and speak to. And I'm pretty sure she was wearing it to a birthday event as well. So it was just so nice that, a piece of clothing can actually bring people together, and you can really, yeah, think about the life cycle of where that piece is going, where it's moving on to, and hope that that will continue.
Yeah, I think it's just incredible. And now talk to me about having a co-founder. So, I
Mhm.
mean, I think it helps when you are friends because
Yeah,
you kind of know each other a little bit and your quirks already. Were
yeah.
there any lessons that you've learnt moving from a friendship or career relationship to a business partnership?
Honestly, it was such a seamless evolution, I think. I mean, again, we've been learning together. This wasn't an established business as it is today. And we both have, obviously very strong opinions about what we want to see the business do and how we move forward. But we align on so many of all really of the core,
Mm.
foundations, I guess, and objectives that we want to achieve, and yeah, just where we see the business. So, I think we don't get caught up with the little decisions. It's like, if you are really passionate about this particular piece of branding or this collaboration or this content creator that you want to work with, whatever it might be, um, you know, we don't get hung up on it. It's like, great, let's trial it, and I think that's just I think that is, yeah, the core of our business is really just trying everything. We are trying to encourage everyone to shop pre-loved, every woman, man, and child. Um, so, you know, we're trying to, yeah, I guess, attract as many people as possible, trial anything, and yeah, don't get hung up on those small things.
So it's
And
kind
just
of
respecting each other's time. Again, both moms both have careers outside of Love Me Again Market, and just, yeah, respecting each other's time and opinions,
I love it.
giving
It
each other
sounds
that
like
time.
the mission really drives the both of
Mm,
you, which I think
yeah.
is interesting that like that is the core. So it's kind of
Mm,
like if we agree and align on this mission, it's kind of like the other stuff doesn't even matter, you're not
yeah.
kind of it's not ego driven vying for I get to make the call or this
God.
is my zone of genius. It's like no, as long as we're pushing the mission forward, then
Yeah.
who cares? I think that
Mm,
that's such a fabulous way to look at it. I think sometimes when founders come together, it's kind of like, well, this is my zone of genius. This is my zone of genius. And everyone's kind of like
mm,
vying for their piece. But to actually align on the mission first, I think that that's
yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's been quite an organic way to kind of work together because, you know, yeah, one person definitely would have strengths in certain areas, but because we've been growing together, it's really just
Mm.
been this, okay, great, you jump on the accounts today and try and get our bookkeeper on side, and you go sign this new lease, or, look at it's all the nitty-gritty stuff that really no one wants to do, but has to be
Yeah.
done. So it is just that, yeah,
Oh,
lend a hand where possible, jump in, cover each other. I mean, Izzy just went on this beautiful month holiday in New Zealand, and of course, I cover her. And now I'm holding it against her until when I want to take a holiday.
yes. Oh my God, I love it so much. What do you think has been some of the bigger challenges of a physical business? So, I mean, it's really interesting because it's not a traditional physical business where you hold inventory per se, but you do have to convince people to come. You do have to fill out the space. You do have to like get then people to come in. It's time boxed. What are some of the
Mm.
challenges been making that a success?
Yeah, I mean, as you said, it's an event. So we are selling storeholder tickets. We are encouraging customers to come, which they don't pre-book. They come along. We do charge a small fee on the door to help again pay for the facilities that we are hosting within. A big part of our business model, and I guess where we decided to kind of elevate the market experience, was that if you are booking a stall with Lamiga Market, you get your entire stall setup included. So that's our big
Oh,
point of
cool.
difference. We were the first in Brisbane to do that. So if you're booking a stall, you get two really heavy duty, beautiful retail racks already set up in your space, ready for you. You wheel in your suitcase. Again, a big part of what we wanted to do was make it so accessible and so fun, not daunting, attract everyone. If you had this beautiful wardrobe that you wanted to sell, but you did not want to go buy a really flimsy pop-up rack, set up a marquee, a table, all those things, like we've all done those kind of like car boot sale situations before. It's not fun. You're sitting outside. We wanted indoor, beautiful locations. Again, it's about the music, the coffee van we bring in, the clientele we bring. So yeah, we really wanted to elevate the traditional market experience, and I guess that's what we do with your full store setup already there for you. We even give you like downloadable posters to make your space look really
Oh,
beautiful, and you can promote your sizes, your brands, your payment details, all of that. You get a lanyard, you can share your store with a friend. We're forever trying to think about ways to again make it a really fun and you know enjoyable experience for everyone.
I think it's so cool that you've looked at traditional market experiences
Mhm.
and really looked at that as almost the problem and what is the solution. So what is something that you as somebody that would go to a market and sell your wardrobe, what are all of the things that you wish would be more amazing? And then you've
Yeah.
gone, cool, we can do that. We can make the experience so much better for both the stall holder and for the people that attend as well. I know
Mm.
it's so interesting. I think about that. I've done markets before, and yeah, you are sitting outside in the sun all day. It's absolutely horrific. It's almost like a rite of passage for small brands. But
Yes,
I think like, what if
correct.
there were more like incredible market experiences? How many more, brands would we be exposed to because they had an
Yeah.
opportunity to go in and like, yeah, sit inside for a day and love the experience?
100%. And that's such a big part of it as well. Like there's so many incredible, beautiful Australian brands that maybe you can't afford to buy them retail, right? Like I'm wearing Palm
Mm.
Noosa right now. And it's like the, amount of brands that you can get access to, be able to try on. We've got permanent change rooms at every location, a hell of a lot of mirrors. Get to experience brands that, yeah, one you may have never even heard of or just can't afford retail prices for. So that's a massive part of it. Zimmerman, for example, like who can afford to go buy that retail anyway, let alone then, yeah, being able to try it on and find your exact size to then, know if that's for you.
I love it so much. Now, one of the things that always comes up for any woman in business, and the Spark community especially, is how do people grow their business? So I know you mentioned content creators. How have you actually
Mm.
been able to scale from that very first community hall to three and now looking at a fourth location? What has been your growth strategy?
Honestly, thankfully we've just had so many beautiful people, content creators, small businesses, happy to kind of help us grow, happy to, yeah, come along and shop and share their experience. I mean, that organic growth, even, yeah, being a stall holder and then sharing your experience with a friend to then come along, that's really been our
Mm.
biggest kind of growth opportunity. But from a content creator perspective, again, every woman has a wardrobe that they need to sell. Like, they've got pieces that they don't wear anymore that are sitting in their wardrobe that they may as well earn some cash for them. So I think, again, like, thankfully our business is attractive to really every woman. So yeah, people have just organically been happy to share their experiences. We also now have a service which is, we call it our rent a rack service. So you can book
Ooh,
a rack for the whole calendar month and you don't have to be on site. So if you are time poor, we have so many mums come through who have 2 or 3 kids and are like, I cannot dedicate a Sunday morning to run my own store, but I have an amazing wardrobe. I need to clear. So you'll book a rack, you'll roll in your suitcase, you'll set up your rack, and then we will sell it on your behalf for the whole calendar
wow.
month. So again, attracting different audiences, really, again, trying to make shopping and selling pre-loved so accessible. Like, that is our core. We want to make it as easy as possible for you to clear your wardrobe and to shop as well without having to go to a retail store. Um, yeah, as I
I
said,
love it.
content creators, they've just, yeah, thankfully organically come wanting to sell their wardrobes and share their experiences, which has just been amazing.
I think like what I'm hearing is you've made the product incredible. So you have elevated the experience of the buying and selling process. So the product that you're supplying is absolutely incredible and not like anything available. And then the community that you have built around content creators, stall holders, buyers, like that, those two sides of making the experience incredible and then bringing
Mm.
together that community. I just think you're genius. It's incredible. I love it so much. I could talk to you all day, but we always love to wrap up these podcasts with one last piece of advice. So, reflecting on your time in business, what would be a
Mm.
piece of advice that you would give to another woman on her business journey?
I would say make sure you've got a good kind of community around you. As you're launching, not before, but as you are launching, lean on those around you, join the groups, join the community pages. I just think, like, we've met so many amazing people along this journey. People we already knew, people we knew but didn't know they could, help us or be able to, provide value in a different way. Um, just, yeah, being so open to leaning out and also just, being able to take feedback and action things kind of as quickly as possible. I think we've been able to pivot and evolve really quickly. And that's definitely helped us. But yeah, just having your own kind of community to really lean on and seek advice from, um, and also be able to assist. There's so much to be said for, just commenting on a small business's Instagram post. And, look, again, we're launching a fourth venue and we just know that even our staff, like, just hiring people that really are as passionate about your business as you are. And yeah, surrounding yourself with just like-minded people.
I love it. You are absolutely amazing, Lana. Thank you so much for joining the Spark podcast and sharing your journey. It's been so amazing to chat with you.
Thank you so much for having me.